you? And welcome to this video dedicated solely dedicated to you and making sure that you know just how important you are and how loved you are. Sometimes I don't think we are told that enough, and I think it can be nice and comforting to hear. So I hope that you get that from this video. Now, I am so dedicated to this video that you may notice that I've chosen to match my eye with my outfit. It's just the level of dedication that I'm bringing. So, on that note, I think we should just get on to talking all about you, really. All about you, because nobody wants to hear all about me. No. So, I want you to get yourself nice and comfy. Just somewhere where you feel so relaxed and at ease. Somewhere where you don't have to worry about the things that are around you. And if you want to, then of course you can listen to this with your eyes closed. Although, you would miss out on this combo, so it's your choice. But just find somewhere nice and comfy. I wish I was in my bed right now. My nice comfy place. Or on a sun lounger, somewhere warm. I'm gonna presume that you're in your comfy place. And let's start by just taking a nice deep breath in. This is just going to be nice and rambly. Don't worry, it's not going to be like a guided meditation or hypnosis or anything. We're just going to have a nice chat. But let's just breathe in, hold for 3, and breathe out. And again, breathe in, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, and breathe out. Just really get yourself in a more centered place where you can just focus on yourself and feel in control. Now, I know we've had a really tough time recently, some more so than others, but I think one thing that's really come out of all of this is that, some people have really sort of learned to rediscover themselves, and others have found it really difficult, not being able to see people socially. And I think we have sort of struggled at times, perhaps, to remember that we are loved and we're needed. And in those times where we haven't been able to see loved ones or maybe do our jobs, we felt quite isolated. And I think it's important to remind ourselves that we are definitely needed and loved and wanted. So I'm here to remind you of that. You are so loved. So loved. And you're really important to a lot of people. I think sometimes, especially for those who maybe don't have, as many people in their life for some, whether that's through circumstance or choice. I think sometimes it can be hard to feel important and feel like you're really needed. And especially when you're feeling low, if you're a bit like me, if you're feeling a little bit low, you can think, oh well, do I really matter? But actually you don't realise how important you are to people who, you wouldn't really even think about. So those who you perhaps interact with, I don't know, at your favourite restaurant or cafe, or at the supermarket, on your weekly shop. All these sort of little regular interactions, you may really make somebody's day when you smile at them or ask them how they are. And all these little things that you don't really think about, sort of, when you're a little bit down. But actually you mean so much to so many people. And I want you to remember that, because sometimes it can be so hard to get clouded by those thoughts that, there are maybe many people you think that care, but there really are. And I think as well, that's why it's so important for you to take care of yourself, because you are the most important thing, the most important thing, and it's so important to remember that, because we take so much for granted. Being able to wake up, get dressed, make a nice breakfast, even that small start to the day, a lot of people don't have. And we take all of these little regular things for granted. And actually, if we look at what we have and what we're able to do, you should feel really lucky. And I want you to just take a moment now to just focus on all the little things that you do in your day, and just think about how lucky you are that you're able to do those. And this isn't me trying to sound preachy or anything like that, because I know that when you're feeling a bit down or a bit stressed or grumpy, you're not going to focus on those little things. You're going to focus on the things that annoy you, and you're going to want to put yourself down. But if we can learn to just be thankful for the little things, then I think we can start to feel better about a lot of things, and eventually better about ourselves. I think it's key to treat yourself. I'm a big advocate for that. And it doesn't have to be something lavish. It can be treating yourself to a night in without, checking your devices, putting on your favourite movie, getting your favourite food, and just chilling out. It can be something that simple. But I think just doing something for yourself to show yourself that you are loved and you love yourself, I think that's so important. For me, love a night in, especially if I've been up quite early or I've been working quite a long day. I appreciate a night in, just relaxing. And I know there are lots of people who, like to be out all the time, every night, and that's fine. But I like to, appreciate those moments of calm and relaxation. And I try to learn to really appreciate those moments, because actually a lot of people don't get those moments of just rest, and they're not able to put the attention on themselves. So I think whilst it's necessary for me to tell you how loved you are, it's also important to recognise that you need to learn to love yourself as well, which I know is a little bit cringe to think about, but once you put in that time, I think you start to feel a lot better. But in the meantime, I shall remind you that you are so kind, so kind. You are always there for people, even when they aren't sometimes. You take that time to put in the effort, and you're a really, really good friend, and you have so many qualities to you that so many people would love to have. Not only are you kind, but you're strong. You have been through some ups and downs in your life, but you're still here. You know how to handle situations, and while sometimes they can stress you out and make you feel a bit overwhelmed at times, you always figure it out. And you have the biggest heart. The biggest heart. I don't know how you keep it in your chest, because it's so big. So big. And you have so much love to give. So much love. And that is something that is so special. So special. And I want you to never forget that, because a lot of people can be quite closed off. And they don't want to open their heart up to people. But actually showing a little bit of vulnerability. I am quite amazed that I said that right. I seem to have lost the ability to speak properly lately. But by opening yourself up, it's actually really not only freeing to you, but it's actually really endearing, because something not everybody can do. And you offer such great advice, maybe sometimes you don't even realise it, but you offer really good advice, and you listen. Again, that's something that so many people don't do. The amount of people I have known and have in my life who just don't really listen. And that's okay, because everybody has stuff going on. Not everybody can listen to every fine detail that you have to say. But for those who do take the time to take a real interest, that's rare. That is rare. And you're somebody who is able to do that. you're someone who can take the time to be selfish, but can also take the time to be selfless and just give yourself to somebody else and just listen and be there for them. And that's so lovely, just so lovely. And I'm so proud of you. You know, you've gone through so many different things, and things that would have thrown some people off, but you kept going, you know, and you kept going whilst remaining a good person. You know, lots of people, they go through things and they show quite a sort of unpleasant side to themselves, shall we say. And that's okay as well, you know, we're not all perfect and happy all the time. But you managed to get through all these things while remaining decent and nice and kind, and I'm so proud, so proud. And I think sometimes you can feel a little bit undervalued. You know, you feel like you're there for so many people, and maybe you often give so much and you feel so much that you sometimes feel like you don't get the same kind of vibe back. And that's typical sort of empath style behaviour. And it's great that you're that way, it is, but sometimes it can leave you to feel a little bit, you know, sad when you don't get the same thing back. But at the end of the day, you're a good person, and there's a lot to be said for that. And in case you hadn't already got this into your mind by now, you are so loved. So loved. I think you are amazing. And you bring so many people so much joy and love without maybe even realising. And that is a little bit of magic. To sort of not even realise when you're really making somebody's day, you know, because you're just being yourself and you're being kind, and you don't ask for, you know, anything back, and you take it on the chin if you maybe get something back, but it's not at the same kind of level. You don't do things for show. You know, you do things because you care about that person, and you care about people's feelings, and you just want them to feel good and loved, and that shows you what kind of a person you are. So I always want you to remember that. You are so kind, so loved, so good. Such a kind person. And when we talk about ourselves and we try and look at our good qualities, it can feel like a really self-indulgent, cringe-worthy almost experience, because you don't want to really take that time to look within and evaluate your qualities, you know. But sometimes it's a good reminder. So on those days where maybe things aren't just going quite to plan, take the time to just think of 3 things that you really like about yourself. And it could be, how you are personality wise, or it can be physical, whatever makes you feel good. In fact, let's do that. Let's do that right now. So what we're going to say for the first thing that you really love about yourself. Just think about this now. That's a great one. That's really good. Just keep that in your mind whilst we're trying to think of the second one. That is another amazing one. You're doing so well. Let's think of one more. Think of one more. So many to choose from. Good pick. That's really good. And I want you to just keep those 3 little reminders in your mind. Just every single day, just keep that in your mind, because at the end of the day, no matter what you go through, no matter what a day brings, you're always going to be you. You're still that good person, no matter whether you're getting stressed at work or at home, whatever's going on. You're still a great person. You're still loved. And there's so much love in your life. And you're so needed and wanted. So whenever you're feeling like that, just remember and remind yourself of those 3 little things. And you can change them up depending on how you're feeling. But just keep those in your mind. Just reminding yourself how good you really are. And I know that sometimes you can struggle to switch off, if you're anything like me, that is. And your mind can be racing. And it's in those moments where you can start to allow slightly more negative thoughts to slip in. So we need to remind ourselves then of all our good qualities and what we bring to the table that maybe we don't even realise, Really think about your personality and don't compare yourself to anybody else. Just think about you and what makes you unique. And I know that you have got so many things that make you fabulously unique. And there's so much to choose from. So much. And you, no matter what happens, no matter what life throws at you, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna get through it. And you're going to manage to get through it because you're such a kind person with a big heart, and you're going to bring that kindness and love to all these different situations. And every time you go through something, you grow a little and you learn. And with every sort of even little bit of disruption or pain that you have to go through, you learn and you grow. And I think that's amazing, because lots of people don't allow themselves to be in that moment and take things in. But there's so much to be learned there, So I think you are doing just fine. You are so loved, so important. And with that big heart, life's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So please never worry. Never, ever worry. Or even contemplate for a second if you are loved. Because my goodness, you have so much love in your life. And you are so needed and wanted, and you are so important. And if I could give you a massive hug right now, oh, I would. But consider this. We'll have a little virtual hug, you know. It's gonna be okay. I promise you. I promise. Because you are amazing. You are so amazing and so loved. I know life can be really tough sometimes, and it can suck, and however positive you want to be, however good you want to feel, sometimes life just wins for the day. But it's how you get out of those times that shows your strength, and you've done that time and time again. So whether you're listening right now feeling a little bit low, or whether you're just struggling to relax, or whether you just are here for the fun of it, whatever the reason, it's all good, because you're good, and you're loved, and you're needed, and I'm so glad that you're here. So with that, I will let you drift off, and let you continue to relax and unwind, and hopefully you feel nice and warm inside, knowing that you're just filled with all this positivity and love, and that you can take on anything that comes your way. Okay, I'll leave you be, but I'm always here, always, whenever you need reminding.